What if Faye's death wasn't the end of her story? What if it was only the beginning? What if the mysterious mask, Odin's obsession, the fate of the giants, and some of the biggest unanswered mysteries in God of War all connect back to Faye in ways we've never considered before? The recent God of War Laufey reveal gave us much more than a first look at Faye's journey through the afterlife. Beneath the action, the combat, and the obvious details are clues that could completely change how we understand God of War 2018, Ragnarök, and perhaps even the future of the entire franchise. And no, we're not going to spend this video talking about things everyone noticed immediately. I'm not here to tell you Faye is the playable character. I'm not here to explain mechanics you can already see for yourself. Today we're diving into the lore. We're going to talk about the Everywhen, the fate of the giants after death, Odin's mask, Faye's connection to future events, and why she may have been influencing Kratos, Atreus, and even Odin long after her death. By the end of this video, you'll see why this game might be one of the most important stories Santa Monica Studio will ever tell. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Only Thing Gaming channel. The reveal begins immediately after Faye's funeral pyre. She awakes in a strange realm known as the afterlife of the gods, or the Everywhen. And what stands out isn't where she wakes up, it's how she reacts.
Where am I?
She seems genuinely confused, and being this confused is uncharacteristic for Faye. She's one of the most knowledgeable characters in the Norse saga. She understands prophecy, magic, the giants, and the structure of the Norse world better than almost anyone. She knows what happens after death. Souls pass through the Light of Alfheim, they are processed at the gates of Helheim, then they either remain in Hell or continue on to Valhalla. Yet somehow, she finds herself in a place she never expected to reach. And that raises an important question. How did she get here? I don't think this was something she planned. If it was, she wouldn't be surprised. The answer may lie in something the series has quietly avoided addressing for years, the fate of the giants after death. Because in God of War 2018 and Ragnarök, we visited both Helheim and Valhalla. The dead giants were nowhere to be found. You don't even face them as Hellwalkers, so most likely that's where they end up. This also explains why no one has a clue where they went. And it perfectly makes sense. I always wondered why are they so different from other races like elves, dwarves, or humans. They even see visions of the future, an ability lacked even by the Aesir and Vanir. I think they are parallel to the gods. Perhaps they are divine in their own way. Also, there are a lot of guards, slaves, prisoners, and other creatures, which confirms that not only gods end up there. Faye also recognizes that the pyre happened and that Kratos and Atreus started their journey.
Okay. Burned clothes. The pyre. It happened. They're starting on the path.
Not long after arriving, Faye notices something unusual. A mask draws her attention, and I don't think this moment is accidental.
Mask. How?
Faye reacts as if she recognizes it, not as if she's seen it for the first time. And if she's seen something like it before, immediately one thought came to mind: Odin's mask. The very same object that drove the plot of Ragnarök, the artifact Odin became obsessed with. The object Atreus spent an entire game helping him assemble. The object that seemed connected to a mysterious rift beyond reality itself. And if Faye recognizes the mask, then she may know far more about it than we ever realized. She even may have glimpsed it in her visions.
The giants didn't make it, and only a few of them ever glimpsed it in their visions. They never knew its origin, but some believed it was a way to gaze into the secrets of creation itself.
There's another detail worth mentioning. Her dialogue seems to imply that there may be more than one mask.
If there's another mask, their path isn't safe.
If that's true, the mask from Ragnarök may not be unique. It may simply be one piece of something much larger. And if the Everyone is connected to the mask's origin, then we're finally looking at the place where Odin's obsession began. But that's not even the craziest possibility, because later in this video, I'll explain why I think Faye herself may have played a role in bringing the mask into the Norse world. Soon after, Faye is captured by Bekti and Sekhmet, the Mongolian and Egyptian gods of war. Sekhmet takes something from Faye's hand, refers to it as a mask, and asks Faye if she thinks that's going to set her free.
Another mask. Do you think this could set you free?
We'll get back to this later. Also, Bekti refers to her as a godling. That one line may explain everything.
Would you like to see how hard it is to die here, Godwin?
If the Everywhen is reserved for divine beings, then Faye's giant heritage may place her much closer to godhood than we previously believed. This would reinforce the idea that the giants occupy a unique position within the God of War universe. Not mortal, and not exactly gods, but something in between, and something fundamentally different. One of the most intriguing moments in the reveal is the appearance of a massive light in the distance, and this light can be related to one of three major events. Either Odin was staring through the rift and Sekhmet will take one of his eyes, or this is the moment Atreus broke the mask, or this is the moment Kratos stepped into the Light of Alfheim. I don't think this had to do with Odin, because I believe he's been one-eyed way before Faye's death.
I was a young god when I found it.
He's been faffing around with that since before I knew him.
It also can't be Atreus breaking the mask, because that happened in the end of Ragnarök, and at this time, they've just started their journey. Instead, I believe this may be connected to one of the most memorable moments in God of War 2018. Kratos stepping into the Light of Alfheim. We saw this moment in God of War 2018 from the other side. He extended his hand to reach Faye and then he got pulled out of the light by Atreus, which explains why he was gone when she turned back. Also, there's a fourth possibility. This light could be connected to something else entirely, and what Kratos saw inside the light was a part of Faye's soul. Because it's been explained before that there are 4 parts of the soul and Faye doesn't have all of them at the moment, because we know Faye's soul isn't entirely present in the Everywhen.
A way out, but you're not even all here.
Of course I'm not here. I'm dead.
After she meets Frank and Rue, she escapes captivity and acquires a sword. And I think this sword is a very special weapon. God of War has always made weapons an important part of its lore and story. Based on what I've researched, I believe it may be Stormbringer. According to what I've read, this sword has the ability to separate the soul from the body. That would perfectly explain the abilities Faye displays shortly after obtaining it. Even though she used her hand to do that, I think that's one of the ways they translated the sword's magic as a gameplay mechanic, because it looks like Faye got the ability right after she grabbed the sword. The reaction of other characters support this as well. People fear this weapon, they recognize it, they understand its significance.
But lady, that sword, it's more than you think it is.
You don't know what you wield.
What is it? You're scared of this sword. Why?
I fear nothing.
Whatever this sword truly is, it's not just another piece of equipment. I think the events of this game will cover both 2018 and Ragnarök, because Faye's goal is to get out of the afterlife. We've seen that hinted many times throughout the reveal.
I have to find a way back. You can't keep me here.
In the end of this game, she probably will get out, yet we didn't see her in the events of Ragnarök. She appeared only in dreams and memories, so if she found her way back, that probably happened after Ragnarök. But most likely she's stuck, and the dreams that Kratos saw in Ragnarök were nothing more than Faye asking for his help. He even tells Mimir that she's trying to tell him something.
You seem troubled in your sleep, even for you. Nightmares?
I dream of the past. almost every night.
Ah, the bad old days in Greece?
No, it feels like Faye is trying to tell me something.
You don't mean to say you're talking to ghosts again, brother?
No, but it is something more than memory.
Also, this game doesn't have to be longer to cover the events of both 2018 and Ragnarök, because time passes differently in the afterlife. The series already established that in many encounters. One of them was when Kratos stepped into the Light of Alfheim. He was long gone, but he felt only moments pass.
I was gone only... moments.
No! You've been gone a long, long time!
Also, I think that Faye had something to do with Magni's death. You remember this line from 2018?
Hey, I just realized. Magni didn't come back to life.
That is interesting. It's known the Aesir find their own way to Valhalla. No Valkyrie escort, no processing at the gates of Helheim. That may be significant.
Yes, I think Faye had something to do with him not returning, and I think the same thing goes for other gods like Modi and Baldur. It just was highlighted and addressed after Magni's death. Also, I believe Faye may have had something to do with Odin's mask. Either she brought it into the Norse world, or she deliberately guided Odin toward it. And I know you might be asking yourself two questions: how and why? I think that calling this realm the Everywhen is not a coincidence. Think about the name. Everywhen. Not everywhere, everywhen. Time seems incredibly important. If this realm exists outside normal chronology, then Faye may have had the ability to influence events across time itself. And suddenly, several mysteries begin making sense. Why were Faye's prophecies different from those of other giants? Why did she seem unusually confident about Kratos and Atreus? Why did she leave such specific instructions behind? What if she wasn't simply predicting the future? What if she was helping shape it? Faye may have interfered with the events that happened after her death by changing details before her death. And that explains why her prophecy for the future of Kratos and Atreus is different from what other giants saw. And before you dismiss that idea, consider what happened. The mask was broken into multiple pieces, the clues led directly to locations in the Norse world, the inscriptions were written in strange languages that Atreus alone could decipher, and most importantly, the mask became the single reason Odin kept Atreus alive. Odin needed him, protected him, relied on him. What if that wasn't accidental? What if Faye engineered the entire situation? What if she used Odin's obsession against him? Instead of fighting Odin directly, she manipulated his ambitions. She gave him a goal, a distraction, as Kratos would say. Something he would pursue so relentlessly that he would unknowingly protect the very person he wanted to control, Atreus. If that's true, then Faye may have orchestrated one of the most important events in the entire Norse saga.
I'm sorry. You are here. Why?
His father murdered Heimdall. Forseti has proof. Take him.
No. Leave him alone. I command it.
She used the mask to protect Atreus from Odin, and she trusted Kratos and Atreus to do the right thing and destroy it. But was that really the right thing to do? Atreus might have destroyed one of the ways that could connect him to his mother, but there might be other ways. One way to connect to her might be through Garm. I always wondered why the mask led Atreus to Garm, and I don't think it's a coincidence. Garm can open portals between the realms, and his power doesn't stop there. At one point, the game confirmed that he can tear the very fabric of the world.
Garm? Who freed Garm? That's madness. Surely not you, young one.
If the Hound of Hell is loose, he'll chew through the fabric of the realms.
I'm not sure what that means, but I think he can connect Kratos to Faye and the afterlife of the gods.
Please tell me it's down in the water or something.
There's... How? It's not responding anymore. This has never happened.
You said trust you. And we let that thing loose. Grandfather's gonna kill me.
Another way to connect to Faye can certainly be through the Light of Alfheim. We already seen Kratos do that, and Sindri spoke about his experience when he went into the light to save Brock from death, and it was different from what Kratos saw.
Long
before you were born, there was an accident at the forge. Brock died. I couldn't accept it. I went to the Lake of Souls in Alfheim to steal him back. Legions of souls tried to stop me. I can still feel them crawling all over my skin. Thing is, I could only get 3 of his 4 soul parts back.
Sindri.
He might know more about this, and he would end his mourning and help Kratos again when he learns that he's doing this for Faye. He already mentioned that he's fond of her, and he was sad to learn about her death. And speaking of Faye's death, we never learned how she died. Was it illness, battle, sacrifice, or was it part of a bigger plan? I believe Santa Monica deliberately kept this hidden, and I think they're going to reveal it in this game.
Faye's dead? I'm very, very sorry to hear that. She was a fierce warrior. And a good woman.
Also, when Atreus broke the mask, he may have helped his mother without even knowing it, because the mask returned to where it came from through the rift. Faye's journey in the upcoming game might be to find those 2 pieces, and the same mask could set her free. And then there's the World Serpent, Jormungandr. He also has an unfinished story. I mean, think about it. His life starts when Atreus injects a giant soul into his body, he fights Thor, gets back into the lake, and stays there for the rest of his life. Because the serpent that fought Thor was the young serpent that came from Jotunheim, not the lake serpent we met in God of War 2018 and Ragnarök. And this is what Freya and Kratos said about him after Ragnarök.
It's strange. There are still signs of the world serpent all over the lake. But we saw him disappear at Ragnarök.
That can only mean the legend was true all along. That blow from Thor sent Jormungandr straight back in time. A younger Jormi, fresh from Jotunheim, would grow into the serpent we know.
When we first met the snake, you said that he found Atreus familiar. Perhaps they met in Jotunheim.
I think he has a purpose beyond Ragnarök, and I hope his character gets discovered further in this game. He was so interesting in 2018, but they ruined his character in Ragnarök. And by the way, Faye became the only character in God of War to meet 4 different gods of war. She met Sekhmet, Bekzi, Kratos, and probably Tyr at some point. She only needs to encounter Ares to become the only character that met every God of War that appeared in the God of War series. Which brings us to the events of this game. I think this game will summarize the journey of Kratos in God of War and create a new dimension to his deeds. This game does not only have the chance to reveal mysteries like who blew the horn, Faye's death, explain the mask, or the voices Atreus heard in Alfheim. It also has the chance to show the destruction Kratos left behind from a different perspective. Faye might meet the whole Greek pantheon because a certain someone killed them all. And she might get help from a changed Thor, and that perfectly highlights the difference between what the old Kratos left behind and what the new one left behind. Thor is interesting, yet his character arc in Ragnarök was anticlimactic, and he left a daughter in this world, and that might give him a good reason to help Faye, and so he can finally get the character arc that he always deserved in this upcoming game. Sadly, we've reached the end of one of the most enjoyable videos I made. I really enjoy talking about the God of War series, and I have another video coming to talk about this game's effect on the series, and also address the whole female character and replacing Kratos with Faye situation. But I wanted this one to cover only the reveal, the lore, and the details of the game without going there. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to check out my other God of War videos, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a nice comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.